And just like that, we're back. Another episode. No, that's not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say something else for.
NBA
Okay, I
is
got it.
back.
And just like that, we're finally back. We're really back this time with some NBA action. Another episode of the Beerly Hoops podcast here at the Beerly Sports Network. It's Trev Scott, aka Trev Scotty, depending on how drunk we get. And it's Dort Shiesty. Join with me, Dort. We finally got some NBA ball to talk about. We finally got some fans to please, could please each other. But before we get into all that, how are you?
You
What's
really,
going on?
you really cut the intro to say instead of saying "and just like that we're back" and just like that we're finally back. That was your big
Yeah,
switch.
that's what it was. That's what it was.
I'm doing good, man. I mean, my fantasy basketball team looks good. Um, we've been talking a lot in the Discord about bets to make the start of the year. You know, I'm a betting man. NBA is back. Yeah, fuck it. That's all I got.
Yeah, it's a great month of October, for sports fans. The NHL season just returned, so make sure to tap in with our hockey wing of the network at Beerly Hockey on Twitter. They got a hockey podcast over there. Just dropped a show today. It's a great show. They do a great job. We're in the MLB postseason. We also have an MLB show over at Beerly Baseball. Go ahead and give them a follow on Twitter at Beerly Baseball. And then what is the last one we have? Oh yeah, beer league football. Sorry, they're a little forgetful, but we're about almost halfway
Ugh.
through the NFL regular season. So definitely go check out our football wing of the podcast covering the NFL and sprinkling a little light college football in there at beer league football. But it's time to get into the best
Hold
sports
up,
league
hold
in
up,
the
hold up, hold
world,
up, hold up, hold up, hold up,
the
hold up, hold
NBA.
up, hold 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 up. Listen, it's been months now, guys, since the NBA's been back. So I gave y'all a pass the whole summer. But when the season was going on, y'all were slamming the reviews. We need to bring those back, man. Just comment the NBA is back with your Twitter at on the reviews on Apple or Spotify. And we'll give you a shout out on next week's show. Drop that 5-star, man. If you don't fuck with us, drop a 4-star. Nothing lower than that. Or I'm gonna beat your ass and fuck your mom.
Facts. Cook.
He knows ball. What can I say?
He is ball. Well, without further ado, we've talked about all of our plugs. We've talked about all the unimportant stuff. So let's get into the best NBA segment in the world.
No, you're cheating, bro. We gotta do the points first and then the segment, so that the.
I thought that was first and then the.
I mean, you're the producer, so you set it up. But I mean, the
Oh,
points, so we don't overlap in the Dort report. You know, like I don't want to talk about
it
something on
don't
the
matter
Dort
to me.
report, and then we hit the points. You feel me?
Yeah. So points first.
Points first.
All right.
Take two. Listen.
And now let's get into our 5 points of the week. We finally get to base these points off of something more than speculation and preseason basketball and rumors and women. But we got some
Damn.
real NBA action, some regular season action. We got to actually think about, formulate some points, actually use our ball brains. So we're going to go one at a time. We got 5 points each. I went first last week, so Dort, you can go second this week. I'm going to go first again. My point number one
That's
is
crazy.
I'm very glad we get to see Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell out of that failure of a franchise in Utah. We go ahead and see Donovan Mitchell's debut game dropping 30, 31, 2, and 9. He looks very good in the Cleveland offense, just as I thought he would. And then Rudy Gobert leading all Minnesota Timberwolves in scoring with
Weak ass
23
team.
points and 16 rebounds. That's just the tip of the iceberg, man. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Rudy Gobert show.
Was that his
Did you
career
get
high?
a chance to catch that game?
Who'd they play?
They played the
Thunder.
Thunder.
I
Yeah.
watched the end of it because we almost came back.
Gotcha. Yeah, it was a close game at the end. I think they only won by like 6 or 8 or
They
something.
won by 7, but it was closer than that. Like Thunder cut it to like 2. We like outscored them by like 25. When Rudy's like your top offensive player, that's gonna happen where like your offense gets stagnant. So
I agree. We definitely should have saw more from Karl Anthony Towns. I think he had 20 or 21, and then Anthony Edwards with only 14 points, doing horrible for my fantasy team. But I think it's not to overreact. Like, is he having a slump, or I know you didn't get to watch a lot of the game, but it from what I saw, it kind of seemed like the paint was a little more clogged than it usually is. Pat last year, it's your big man. and he's out by the 3-point line. So Ant can slash, he can drive. It's a little different this year.
Yeah, it is different, and I don't think Anthony Edwards is at that point in his career yet where he's like knows the. I mean, he obviously knows the right reads. He's in the NBA, but I mean to the point where like you know when to drive and throw the lob up to Rudy or drive and kick. He's not really has that part of his game. Anthony Edwards is a phenomenal offensive talent, but at the same time, it's going to be an adjustment. I wouldn't say he's in a slump. I think saying someone's in a slump after one game is like, it's a little weird. Like, I saw a lot of Lakers fans doing that. They were like, yeah, we're just in a slump. Like, how the fuck are you in a slump game one?
It's all you've been waiting for all summer.
Yeah, it's a one game, you know? So, I mean, I wouldn't say anyone's really in a slump, but yeah, I mean, that's just how I feel about it. The paint is definitely more clogged. Especially with, did they start McDaniels?
They did.
I told y'all, man, McDaniels is weak as hell. We could look at the stats, but McDaniels isn't like a court spacer. Yeah, fuck it. What did he have yesterday?
He's not super deadly. I think he had 12, maybe. I think he had 12. I don't know. I could be wrong. But yeah, one thing I'm going to look for differently in Ant's game, especially this year, which.
Sorry, I hit the NBA.
Good.
I was trying to check the stats. My bad.
Yeah, when you pull up the internet and some video is already there and you have to close out of it.
Or not me.
Happens.
I don't do that.
What is that in your bed? One adjustment I'm looking for in Anthony Edwards' game this year, especially like we talked about with a little more crowded paint, is kind of that in-between game. You know, we don't see him shoot a lot of two-point jump shots, mid-range and long twos. So, you know, if that paint's going to be clogged this year, those are shots you're going to have to start taking and start making if you want to become a better player. And, you know, this is a year for him to get better. This is a better team. They have a chance to go far. I'd be shooting if I was him.
I think
in the gym.
This is going to sound hater. You're not going to like this. But Anthony Edwards' best games are going to be the games where another team's going small and Rudy's going to have to get played off the court. And then we're going to see those Anthony Edwards fourth quarters where it's just like 5 out, give Ant the ball, and have him make a play.
It's going to be interesting because, like, if Rudy is out there when a team goes small and he's not being effective on offense and he's just, you know, staying in the paint on defense, he really doesn't have to play. Karl Anthony Towns is starting center enough. I mean, he played it for his entire career up to this point, pretty much. And, yeah, I agree with that. I think Ant, you know, 60% of his scoring is slashing, you know. Take away free throws, take away the three-point shots. At least 60% is slashing, getting to the bucket, finishing. So, yeah, but I mean, as long as the team is winning games, I mean, selfishly, Anthony Edwards is on my fantasy team, so I'd love to see him score like 35. But, you know, the team looked good. I know they played weak-ass Oklahoma City, but...
Did you see how we ended the game? I'm convinced we're tanking for Wembanyama, bro, because we had like 5 open shots, and they all missed front rim. Like, everyone was like, ding, ding. So I think we're tanking. But yeah, I looked at the stats right now. Rudy hooped. How do you win a game where Anthony Edwards shoots 1 for 7 from 3? Cat shoots 2 for 7. McDaniels actually had 19, and D'Angelo had 20. But still, I don't know. I just think it's kind of weird. And then their bench doesn't really have any... To me, their bench doesn't have producers at all, honestly. Like, I'm not relying on McLaughlin, Jalen Noel, Kyle Anderson. Prince is good, like, if you have good players around him. Bryn Forbes, Austin Rivers. Like, those aren't guys I'm really excited about. And they DNP'd Naz Reid last night, who I like, but...
Yeah, he's very underrated bench big. One of the better bigs coming off the bench in the league. I will let that wrap up my point number 1. And your point number 1, what do you got for us?
I like my points. I mean, I don't know about yours, but I got pretty spicy near the end. But my point 1, kind of mediocre, warm take. Everyone was saying it. I think Russell Westbrook is going to have a bounce back year. From what I've seen, it seems like he's cut those like bad shots. At least in the first game, he didn't take a lot of bad shots. Most of his shots were open. And if he was open and it was like a 3, he would just kind of dribble it out. I think he was their top 3-point shooter, though. on.
He did have an air ball though. That's push-ups.
He did have an air ball, but everyone had air balls in that game. Like, it was pretty bad. I didn't want to make this a point, but I do feel like LeBron and Curry both had, like, padded stats. Like, a lot of it was kind of just garbage time buckets.
Yeah, when I saw how many points Curry had, when I saw how many points LeBron had, I was very. I was watching the game, so I saw when LeBron had that big bunch at the end. I knew he put on some points there, but I didn't think Curry had
31.
What did he have? 33.
Yeah, he hooped. I mean,
one of them had 33 and one of them had 31. So
I think LeBron had 33 and Curry had 31, but it did feel like they were garbage time points. I liked what I saw from Wiggins. I was right, man. The group chat was texting me because they saw that Instagram reel about me saying Wiggins is better than AD, and I still stand on it, bro. Wiggins just does everything on the court.
I think Wiggins is a harder worker. He's got something that Anthony Davis doesn't have. But
balls.
I think that might be it. I think Anthony Davis's skill and talent is just enough for him to always be better than Andrew Wiggins.
He is more skilled than Andrew Wiggins, but I would by far rather have the hard worker who could put up similar stats. So I mean that
I don't think it's going to be similar enough, but we'll see.
And you pay him way less, and he plays more games. It's like what?
He did get a new contract, by the way.
Yeah, I think it was an underpay, honestly, but he was worth it. We'll talk about that a little later.
You love that guy.
I do. That's my guy. I'm gonna go into my point too, so you can suck my dick.
Okay.
I think Ben Simmons is the missing piece for the Nets, and they could only be as good as he is this year. If Ben Simmons is bad, the Nets will be bad. If Ben Simmons is great, the Nets will be great.
What if he's both?
The inconsistency, that's what we saw, and we'll definitely. I know you probably have a point about the Pelicans. I have a point about the Pelicans.
I don't. I had one last week, so I didn't bring them on this week.
We'll talk about how good they looked, but you shouldn't be losing that much with a team with KD and Kyrie, especially fouling out like Kyrie said. He said that that's unacceptable. Yeah, I mean, I'm really. I don't think I'm high on Ben Simmons this year, but I'm rooting for him because if he does good, then Brooklyn does good, and if Brooklyn does good, that's so good for basketball because a KD team going far in the playoffs, it's just fun to watch.
I agree. I can't get too much into what was the point itself.
The Nets are as good as Ben Simmons is.
Okay. What I think we're gonna get from Ben Simmons is just like the same exact play we got from Philadelphia, or we got in Philadelphia, which is it's sometimes good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's even really good, and then sometimes it's really bad. But like it's just gonna be like a constant like swing, and that's kind of really not what the Nets need at all. Because like if anything, they need KD and Kyrie to get into a groove. They need those two guys to get in the groove. And if your third piece is in there, being inconsistent, pulling that back and forth, pulling on one guy and then pulling on another guy the next night.
Crazy.
It's just
what the fuck?
Yeah, it's just gonna be a really hard thing for the Nets to deal with. Really, really hard for the Brooklyn Nets to be consistent if Ben Simmons is inconsistent.
And the Nets.
I agree. There's gonna be some nights where he plays well and they look like world beaters.
Where
they're all gonna combine for 80 points and they're gonna beat a team by 30, but. We're gonna see plenty of nights like we saw last night against the Pelicans.
And the Nets were missing Seth Curry and Joe Harris, so I feel like if Ben Simmons is playing bad, you just sub him out for a shooter. Those are their two best shooters. I really liked what Royce O'Neal came out and brought. Like I was really happy they got them. I think they're gonna be good this year. And I still stand on my power rankings, man. Y'all can suck my dick. Honestly, that fucker.
Bro, we got hate.
That Bama fan, bro, could suck my asshole. And then there was another guy. I gotta find these ads. But yeah, fuck them. Let's hear your next point so I can find these guys.
Number 2, I had to bring it up. It's my team, and I'm still happy with what I saw from Philadelphia. I think they're definitely contenders. In my power rankings, I have Philly 3rd. I don't know if I'd keep them at 3rd if I had to do another one right now, but I definitely think they're still top 5. And the Celtics are one of the only teams that I had ahead of them, and kind of sucks because the other team that I had ahead of them, they're playing tonight, which is the Milwaukee Bucks. But I like what I saw from the Sixers. I loved what I saw from James Harden. Embiid looked like himself. Tyrese Maxey looked like he picked up right where he left off. We got consistency from Tobias Harris, just like I expected. PJ Tucker sucks, but he's kind of a guy that's got to like fit in and like find his role. I don't, he's not going to come in right away and like be good. He's not a good. I don't know how to say it. He's not a good basketball player. He's just good at basketball.
Yeah.
If you're a good basketball player, you can go anywhere and you can hoop. But if you're good at basketball, it takes a while. And so I'm not too afraid about that. He's gonna come in. He's gonna play defense. He's got his big matchup tonight playing Giannis. He's gonna be guarding him all night. Him and Embiid will be switching off. Very excited to watch that. But yeah, I was a little concerned about the bench, but there's a lot of new pieces on the bench, which takes time to gel, knock the rust off a little bit, get some chemistry up in there. But I'm happy with what I saw from my Philadelphia 76ers, and we are absolutely contenders.
I think I would wait. I wanted to have a Sixers take, but I would wait on them just because I feel like we've seen this from Harden before, where he comes out and kind of tricks us, like when he first got to Philly and he came out balling and then he kind of disappeared for a minute. I hope he's back. That version of Harden is one of my favorite players to watch, honestly. I know that gets a lot of hate with the fouls and stuff, but he's just so fun to watch when he's on one like that. Especially that game, bro. He was hooping. He fucked up Tatum. He fucked up Smart. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Robert Williams was hurt, so he didn't fuck him up.
No, I said Grant Williams.
Okay, just making sure. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't have a take yet, but kind of on that, I didn't even put this in my points, but I texted you that I had a point revolving around something you said on Beer League Football, and it kind of goes back to my point one, but, dude, you were so right on Beer League Football when you said the way you rank players is off of how they impact winning. That was like you were spitting. With that being said, I don't know how you ride for LeBron because LeBron's stats don't impact winning anymore. It's simple, bro. Like, and that's the thing that I was saying with LeBron. Like, you go out and put up 33, and they're gonna post that on Bleacher Report, whatever. LeBron tricks y'all, man. He's been doing that. He did that all last year. He's gonna do it all this year when they suck again. He doesn't impact winning. He just puts up the numbers. And when he passes Kareem, it's going to be like legendary year from LeBron. Like, LeBron hasn't been legendary since Cleveland.
They won a ring. He won a ring.
Where?
MVP.
Where?
In L.A.
What? No, not in L.A. Not in L.A. They won it in fucking Orlando. Come on, man.
The hardest ring ever.
The weakest ring ever, bro. The fucking weakest ring ever. We saw the Suns win like 14 straight games in there.
So I was cooking on Beer League Football?
You were cooking. But you just got to bring that energy here. That's what I'm saying.
There's not a lot that one person can do to impact winning with this Los Angeles Lakers team. LeBron's not the problem with the Lakers. I know you don't.
He's not. He's not the problem.
This is a bad team.
There's a lot of problems. But with that being said, prime LeBron would still be able to drag this team. And I don't think LeBron impacts winning the same way that he used to. I don't think he impacts winning at a top 5 NBA player level. I don't think he impacts winning on the top 10 NBA player level. And that's what I've been getting at. That's what I've been saying. I haven't said anything crazier. I haven't said LeBron's not top 30. I just don't think... Like, when was the last time, like, a great player didn't make the playoffs? Like, a great, elite, top 10 talent didn't make the playoffs. And the NBA is so different because in the NBA, if you're great, you could carry your team to the playoffs. In football, it's different. Like, if you put a great player with bums, there's only so much that player could do. But in the NBA, you could go out and see players just drag their fucking teams to the playoffs. Like, what's an example?
Yeah, fine. To give me an example, because I'm not able to like connect this with anything.
This is
a bad team.
This is my Dame thing. Listen,
ever had a team this bad?
This is my Dame thing, right? Dame consistently was good every year, where his big three was CJ McCollum, Nurkic, and nobody. So now LeBron has Westbrook, Anthony Davis. It is a badly constructed team, but they should at least be a playoff team. They should have at least been a playoff team last year. I don't give a fuck about the
Well, they
injuries.
didn't have Anthony Davis last
I don't give a fuck about the injuries, though. I mean, if you still have Westbrook and you're LeBron, bro, Damian Lillard has played with way worse and had higher success than LeBron did last year.
The Blazers team you just named is a much better team than the Lakers were.
They were so weak, bro. They were so... Motherfuckers were gassing up Myers Leonard. Come on. Like, what are we talking about?
Motherfuckers were gassing up Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves? I was going to have a point on it. Listen, Austin Reeves might be the most underrated player in the league, bro. That dude is a dog. He just, like... I was rewatching the clutchest moments of the year, and he fucking drove. He went behind the back, and then the layup. Bro, he is so fucking nice with and without the basketball. And I'm not here to say that he's like a Austin Reeves takes you to the playoffs type of player. But I just don't think LeBron's that anymore either, you know? Like, we saw LeBron drag the Cavs to the finals with bullshit on his team, you know? And that's a GOAT status. That's a legendary player. Damian Lillard was like a top 10, top 15 player, and he kept his team up. I just think winning impact is the right stat. That is the right way to put it, because I never knew how to explain it. Like, I always say eye test, not stats. But I think impacting winning. That's like, yeah, that's the biggest thing to me, at least.
I'm not going to say that LeBron is still elite at his peak, his prime, because he's not. But that, like, last year, that's one of the worst. Like, Austin Reeves should never be the third best player on a basketball team, ever. And the second best player just had one of his worst years in his career last year.
But what I'm saying is, if you get, like you said, if you get 40, 30, whatever games from Anthony Davis, you got Westbrook there, you got LeBron there, it's just like, it's hard to not be like, especially with the NBA now, with how talented it is, it's hard for me to say LeBron's top 10 when the NBA is so good and he doesn't impact winning the same way he used to.
But at any time, hopefully not this year, but the way the NBA, how talented the NBA is, I mean, you look at the Warriors. At any part of the game, they got probably 4 quality level basketball players out there playing basketball.
But I think if you don't have Curry on that team, those players are not quality level basketball players. And that's the Curry impact winning.
Bro, you did not have to bring up Steph Curry right there.
You brought up the Warriors.
I know, that's because I'm saying at any time they got 4, like...
So you're telling me if the team was just like Jordan Poole, Clay, Wiggins, Dre, Looney, that's like a 7th, 8th seed. Curry elevates them to make them a great team.
Yes.
So
Curry's the best player on the world, sure.
So with LeBron, that's a weak team. Without LeBron,
that Lakers team last year would not have won a game without LeBron.
Stop it. Because they did win games without
Reeves
LeBron.
And Russell Westbrook are not taking...
They did win games without LeBron, though.
Real games. If that team had to play a full season.
If that team had to...
blind squirrel is gonna...
See, you're going to do that. But your ass would still rank them higher than the Thunder, than the Jazz, the Spurs. They're like a... Without LeBron, they're like a 12th seed. With LeBron, they're a 10th seed.
I'm not pointing the finger at... look at this team, bro.
I'm saying LeBron is the best player on the team. I'm saying that. But again, I'm saying he doesn't impact winning as much as he used to. Like, from a 12 to a 10 is not like a... Oh, I'm insane about you. Because
so let me ask you this. If you put Steph Curry on this team, what seed are they?
If you put Steph Curry on this team...
LeBron and Steph Curry.
If you swap them, I think this team's like a 6th seed, 5th seed. But I think the thing with Curry is Curry makes good teams great. LeBron used to be able to just drag bad teams. And I'm spitting.
So you think... So your point is mostly that LeBron is no longer able to drag bad teams.
It's not even my point. My point was winning influence. That's the biggest thing to me when ranking players, and I wanted to talk about.
That's what your point 3.
That's not my point. 3? That's not a point. I didn't have it as a point, but I wanted to bring it up.
How did we get here?
Because I was saying you were cooking on football.
Oh.
I was gassing you up.
In between point.
And then I said, bring that energy to basketball, and you went against it. My point 3.
Oh, you're not cooking. You weren't cooking.
My point 3 is the Celtics defense will be number 1 again. I don't know what the fuck is in the water in Boston, but they don't have their best defensive player, and they don't have the same coach, and they're still fucking just look like a great defense. I mean, Harden's
Smart is better than Rob Williams.
no, Harden's gonna Harden, you know. But I mean, that defense just looks good. They know what they're doing. They play good basketball.
Even when, because you could put a legendary game, a legendary defense, really. What is one of the best defenses of all time that you can think of off the top of your head?
The Celtics last year, bro. Or like the Raptors with Kawhi. That was a fun defense to watch.
Kawhi year. We could say that one. Even, you pull up some classic defense from the 90s.
The Grindhouse Grizzlies.
Harden, huh? The Grind City Grizzlies. If you put James Harden on an on night against that defense.
Oh, he goes for 50 no matter who, bro.
There's only so much a great defense can do. So although Philly got their stats, I do agree with you. James Harden did his thing. Embiid did his thing. Embiid is a top 5 player in the league. James Harden is James Harden, a top 10, 15 offensive player of all time. I'm being gracious.
Top 5. Top 5 offensive player of all time, bro. I don't give a fuck. He's a top 5 offensive player of all time. We saw him fucking... That Warriors team, statistically, when he put up 50 on them, was probably the best defense of all time. I don't have the numbers for that, but statistically, I bet that was the best defense of all time. And he put up 50 and hit a game winner over Draymond and Clay, their two best defenders. So I mean, Harden just... I've never seen a dude fucking get defended from behind because they're scared of a step back. That is just insane to me.
Imagine you did that at the Rec 5 years ago. I'm guarding his step back, bro. You would have got punched.
You would get punched now, bro. I'm guarding his step back. You're fucking standing behind him. You're supposed to help.
Where's the help? Yeah, I know some people that play defense like that.
Not me.
I actually have a point about the Celtics too, but I'm going to save it. My point number 3 is that, as I monitor my power rankings, my list of teams of contenders, I don't want to overreact too much, but how you brought up Brooklyn earlier, I think the first team to drop out of my contenders might be the Brooklyn Nets, just from...
Really?
I know one game is one game, but, a picture tells 1,000 stories. I don't want to take anything away from the Pelicans, though. They look great. I'm sure we'll talk about them in a little bit. They did their thing. But Brooklyn, just nothing looked different. Nothing looked different at all. Ben Simmons, he's going to have those good games. But, if this is what we see from Ben Simmons 20, 25 games out of this year, nothing really is going to change for the Brooklyn Nets. And they're not going to make it very far in the playoffs if they even make the playoffs. So sadly, they're my first team that I've gotten shaky on. By the way, Kevin Durant is 34 years old.
He's going to average more points than his age this year, which is insane.
I don't know about that. That would be crazy, though.
That would be insane. But this dude, I think the thing with Brooklyn, I would never be able to take them out of contenders because when you look at football and like baseball, it's usually the hottest team wins. In basketball, it's not like that. But I feel like Brooklyn could break that. If Brooklyn gets hot at the right time, you have KD, Kyrie, 2 elite shooters, Ben Simmons. Claxton's looked all right. He didn't really look... I didn't notice him, if I'm being honest, yesterday. But he looked good in the preseason. I like... is it Darren Sharp? Is that their other center?
Yeah, I don't know.
Day'Ron Sharp. He has a lot of upside, I think. And then they have fucking O'Neal. They just have a lot of good role players around those guys.
Royce O'Neal, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like them. I'm not insane about them. I wouldn't pick them as a team if I got money, I'd bet on them. But I mean, you look at this team, bro. Marcus Morris. Was that Marcus or Markeith? T.J. Warren didn't even play. I still like them. I still really like them a lot. I wouldn't put them out contenders yet, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it was some ugly ball, and they're another team how kind of making an excuse for the Sixers bench because there's a lot of new players there, and a bench is really a unit. You know what I'm saying? It's usually not one guy unless it's like a Tyler Hero or a Jordan Clarkson
Jamal
or Lou
Crawford.
Williams. But yeah, this is a lot of benches are constructed as units, and new benches like Philadelphia, like Brooklyn, are going to take some time to gel and really create into a product.
I like it. My next point is on the same game. Um, Pelicans look great this year, but I just wanted to give myself a pat on the back, man. I was right. As much as I love Zion, this is still Brandon Ingram's team. Brandon Ingram, man, I know so, bro. That man, Brandon Ingram, he just does so much with the ball. It's hard to take it out of his hands. And Zion doesn't need the ball, which is crazy to say. Like a player that can't really shoot doesn't need the ball too much. But I mean, you give Zion a touch and he'll just kind of throw it at the basket and it'll go in. CJ's nice with the ball. I mean, I'm not too high on JV, but he's their best option. I really like New Orleans, bro. I really do. I think they're better than Cleveland. I think they're better than Toronto. If we're going off one game, they look better than Brooklyn, obviously. They could really make some noise this year, and I don't think it's a smokescreen. Like, I think they're actually going to be good this year.
I mean, yeah, that's one way to come out of the gates. I mean, more than half of the teams in the NBA probably came out flat or going to come out flat or a little rusty, and it wasn't the case with the Pelicans. And you'll mostly see it, with younger teams. Although we saw some good play from rookies, but it's besides the point. Brandon Ingram is just like I couldn't even imagine like hooping with a guy like that who's like as tall, almost as tall as the centers, but just like hitting you with moves, hitting you with fakes,
ridiculous,
shooting over KD, having post moves like, and running back having an afro. Bro's hooping.
He's ridiculous, bro. And honestly, like, if I were to have a bold take, I think if they're good, if they finish as a top 3 seed, he'll be in MVP talks, similar to like Ja last year.
I wonder if he could, kind of eventually sneak into that Jason Tatum tier.
And that's what I think. I think by the end of the year, he's in that tier. I would bet on that. I think if they're good,
that would be exciting because there's no reason to hate on Brandon Ingram.
Nothing, dude. He doesn't do shit. He just like kind of out here. He punched Chris Paul. I know you love that.
Yeah, but like Chris Paul, you can love the guy to death. Like he deserves to get punched sometimes. Like
he does. I'm a big Chris Paul guy, the biggest.
Yeah. Like really, it would be cool to see a guy like. Bro, imagine like BI gets so good he starts to get haters. Like, the way gets haters.
I don't think he could because he don't really do shit. Like the only people that hate Luka are Suns fans. I feel like everyone else loves Luka.
Yeah. I mean, I know some people don't like him because of his yelling at the refs, crying to the refs, like since day one in the NBA.
But every player does that.
I feel like BI is just like chilling out there.
He just don't
He's just playing ball.
It's like Kawhi.
Yeah.
Crazy. How many points do you have? You have one more point?
I have 2 more.
Okay, let's go.
My point number 4 is that although this might be an overreaction, no, this is not an overreaction.
Fuck that. This is what the people are here for, bro. We gotta have the bold takes because this is not ESPN. The Sixers are good this year. Point number 1.
Until proven otherwise, no one should be scared of the Denver Nuggets. They looked awful. Awful. I'm not going to say any names, but I saw a lot of people gassing this Denver Nuggets team. When they get healthy, just wait until Michael Porter's here. Just wait until Jamal. Bro, what did they do? Jeez. Put Brandon Goodwin in the game, bro. 12 points? Come on. I know you've been hooping. You've been recovering for like a year and a half. I know you get firehead. You come out on opening night and get 12 points?
He did get hurt, though, and come back. So, I mean, come on. Yeah, I'm going to cut him some slack.
Also defensively.
Like you said with Brooklyn, it's going to take some adjustment time. They're going to need to adjust a little bit. Why not?
A new team.
They haven't played together in a year and a half. We saw it with the Warriors last year when Clay came back. We saw last
I
year with
just
the
said
Warriors,
until further notice, nobody should be scared.
and I agree with that. But I mean, I don't know. I still think they're gonna be great. I still think they'll be the 1 seed in that conference.
You saw Colin Sexton just stand there.
He
Just
revved
stand
his
there,
foot.
stand there, and then go get a layup.
That was crazy. But I mean, when you get the big switched on you, that's what you got to do, man.
Yeah, Jokic is fat ass.
That's hoops 101. I told y'all, man. Colin, was it you when we did the fantasy show? You said no on Sexton.
No, I said something good about Sexton. I think 2 or 3 weeks ago when he got traded. I said I kind of like him going there. You know.
I like him. I think he's gonna be a dog there. He's gonna hoop. I'm glad they extended him.
He's gonna get his shots off. You know, he's gonna have his bad nights, but he's gonna take his shots. I mean, who else is gonna take him?
Jordan Clarkson. You know what? This is not a point, but Bogdanovich looked really good in Detroit, and I think they'll make the playoffs.
Moving along. Detroit is gonna make the playoffs?
Play in. I'm gonna go play in.
Wow. I can't believe I didn't have a point about Paolo. That just reminded me about the Magic.
L Mans, you're not a fan. My number 1 point. I'm getting spicy, bro.
I thought it was your number 5 point.
I guess this is my hottest point.
Oh, you're
though.
counting backwards?
Yeah.
All right.
Luka Doncic is the best player in basketball.
Bro, we haven't even seen Giannis play yet.
I mean, Giannis needs to prove otherwise. Like you said, Luka, dude, this fucker just goes out and like. This is what we're talking about with LeBron, okay? Luka has no one on that fucking team other than like Christian Wood, and they're just like in it every game. I mean, like they're cool, they're all right, but I mean, like when you're talking about like your next best ball handlers like Spencer Dinwiddie, Tim Hardaway Jr., Finney Smith.
I will say, Tim Hardaway Jr., I've never been impressed with him since he's been in the NBA.
What about the fucking rookie game where him and Deion Waiters went at each other?
Bro, that was nice because I was a Deion Waiters fan.
That's a classic right there.
I was a Deion Waiters fan. That man he would just go out there and cook.
But Luka,
either going 10 for 12 or 0 for 30, bro. But he's
I haven't seen a player control an offense like Luka since like prime LeBron, prime Harden. And
he's honestly controlling that offense like a quarterback, dude.
It's crazy. And like the thing Giannis has on him is defense, and I get it. Like if you take Giannis over Luka, do what you do. But Luka's impact on offense is just like so astronomical. Like the fact that they're in the game with the Suns, who were the 1 seed last year, and I'm not about to gas them up because fuck the Suns, but like they're a well put together roster, and Luka could just dissect every bit of it. It's just like it's so stupid. It makes no sense. And Devin Booker's talking about, oh, I want to get my get back. You fucking pussy.
Yeah, we had to get our get back. I almost made one of my points. Devin Booker is still the best shooting guard in the NBA.
Is Luka a shooting guard?
No, not anymore.
Okay, good. Is Harden?
Yeah.
So you're taking Booker over Harden?
Until proven otherwise.
It proven otherwise. Harden hooped.
He did. It's only one game. D-Book was first team.
I don't give a fuck what he was.
Let me ask you this. Talking about Luka, talking about Giannis, because that made me think. Because that right there.
Where are you going?
Like, it's hard to say this as a Philly fan, but if I had to pick my dream NBA Finals right now, it would be the Mavs and the Bucks.
Really?
What about you?
I think if that were the case, I would want the Mavericks to win, or else it wouldn't be my dream finals. Because I think the Bucks would fuck them up. But if I were to,
Middleton will probably be hurt by then, or Drew Holiday.
I would want the Nuggets.
Ugh.
Nuggets Bucks. That would be mine.
That would be nice.
That would be fun.
Bro, imagine we get an Embiid Jokic finals.
Or fucking give me the Warriors versus the Heat, because I still think if that happened last year, the Heat would have won.
We're not talking about the Warriors. Right
I was
now.
about to ride the Heat. But
you weren't.
Yes, I was.
Like 11 power ranking, or like 13.
I said I still think last year, if the Heat would have played the Warriors, they would have won. But you want to be a little dickhead over there. talking over me and shit. Fuck you.
Bro, just
I got my mic
everything-
now. It hears me before it hears you. So you can suck my dick.
Everything that I say, you just how can I talk about the Warriors, bro? Buy a Warriors fan. Stop talking about OKC, bro. Buy a Warriors jersey.
Bro, I said the Heat would beat them. What are you talking about?
Yeah, in the past, you don't. What's your point number 5, man? I can't do
I
this.
said my point. It was Luka. My point number 5 is the Warriors are gonna go 73-9 this year and break every record and win the finals versus the Thunder.
Bro, imagine I just left. I was like, I'm done.
Retire. Taking my talents to barely baseball.
Go over there, get drunk, and talk about baseball. No way. My point number 5, you talked about the Celtics. I talked about the Celtics. I think they're going to be a top 3 team all year, like all year long. This is going to be like a top 3, maybe 4, but like all year consistently. They're deep. They're not even completely healthy yet. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum look like they're like a top 2 duo in the NBA. And I mean, like I've been saying since last year, I think this year Jason Tatum is a top 3, top 5 MVP candidate. I think it's a top 3. But health is one thing. Their bench is extremely deep. Malcolm Brogdon looked like pickup of the offseason. I know it's only been game 1, but guys coming back. Robert Williams is going to be a big help to that team, and then Gallinari, if he ever comes back, again, tremendous help to that team. So yeah. That's my point number 5. The Celtics should be a top 3 team all year, maybe top 4.
I would say top 4 just because I think it's hard for any team to be top 3 the whole year. When you look at like the Warriors, the Bucks, the Clippers, the Celtics, like those, I feel like I like the Nuggets, but I feel like everyone right now would look at those 4 teams as the top 4 in the NBA, and Philly. So that's 5 teams. I feel like they'll switch around a lot. But it's going to be an interesting MVP race for sure. After day 1 of the NBA, who would be your MVP pick?
Day 1?
Would it be B.I.?
No. Well, no. JT.
I guess. That's your guy. That's your twin. And mine would be Ja. No,
I thought about Ja.
No Grizzly talk yet on the show. Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
That wraps up my 5 points. That wraps up your 5 points. Trevor, how would you like to introduce the best basketball show
in the world? It is now time for the Door Report.
I love dancing to it because YouTube don't get none of this music, so I'm just dancing.
Oh, they don't get that fire music?
Nah, I don't be editing.
That's tough.
I just throw this bitch up. All right, let's start off, man, with everyone's favorite segment in the NBA world. Let's start off with Team of the Week. This one, honestly,
I knew it was coming this week. So
it had to come. I didn't do too much with it, honestly. I kind of went. This is an easy one. I think you could get a record time on this. At point guard.
Ja Morant.
At shooting guard. This player had 32 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks in a loss.
In a loss? James Harden. Luka?
No.
He's on a good team or a bad team?
Bad
Bradley
team.
Beal?
Bad team. No.
Donovan Mitchell?
No.
You said what do you have, 30-something?
32, 6'5", 3 steals, and 2 blocks.
I know it's not RJ Barrett.
He's a 30-point scorer.
Oh, SGA.
SGA. In his debut game, this player had 27, 9, and 5.
Banchero.
This player fouled out and had 4 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists.
Ben Simmons.
And lastly, this big man had 23 points and 16 rebounds.
Rudy. Big Rudy.
It's a 105. Had to put Rudy on there. I figured the last ones, like, I was kind of making you struggle. The fans are
Bro,
just
those
listening to you
are tough,
think.
bro.
So, I mean, maybe I'll sneak a couple struggle picks in there next week. But I honestly wanted to shout out, man. I'm just so happy basketball's back. So, not a lot of slander from
I
me
agree.
today. Um,
I agree.
let's start off with
This is
the.
a very positive, good feeling.
It is a good feeling. The first report on the Dort Report this week: Kawhi Leonard does not watch basketball. What do you think about that, man? That clip is crazy to me.
I believe it, bro. Like I honestly believe it. I feel like that man, like just I don't know what he does, like in his alone time. I don't know if he reads or just like plays pool or something, but I feel like like I could see Kawhi like watching a finals game with Kawhi, and like we're in there, we're chilling. We obviously got the bottles rolling, we got drinks, we got girls, everything's good, right? We're watching the NBA finals. It's Game 7, and then I look over at the recliner, and Kawhi Leonard is asleep, sitting up. I could see that, bro.
I feel like
Like
when
I just
Kawhi sleeps like standing up, bro. Like he probably
yeah,
goes into his room and it's just like a dark room and just stands there every
just
night.
stands there,
And
charges up.
that's what I'm saying. Like this man is not, bro. To be at that level of basketball, like I get a bum saying that or a mid tier player, someone good, but if you're great at something, like you have to be obsessed with it, you know. And this man does not give a fuck about basketball at all. Like people were saying it's his nine
Not
to
even watch
five.
his film.
I saw a tweet. This dude said, what did he say? He said, if Kawhi were to retire, he'd be like, I will be no longer playing basketball effective immediately. Like that's how he announces that shit. So,
In a post game. In a
that's
post game like 25 of the season.
I will no longer be playing ball effective immediately. So I mean, that's just like it's just weird. I don't know. It really threw me off when I saw it. Next report on the Dort Report. We got some questions on today's show. Do you think the Suns have top seed in the West potential again? Potential. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
would you rank them? Like if you were like Vegas and you had to set up your betting odds, where would they be if you were like bet on the 1 seed? Like would it be like Warriors first, Clippers second, Suns third, or would you have someone in between there, or would you have them higher?
Memphis around there, but at this point in the season, especially with Jaren missing so significant amount of time, I would put Phoenix at honestly top 3. They got to be top 2 if we're talking like Vegas odds. It's a very safe team, a very healthy team, a very good team. They got everything. They got youth, they got wisdom, they got scoring, they got rebounding, they got defense, they got a point guard. I mean, yeah, they got to be either number 1 or number 2.
So who would you like if they were number 2? Would it be the Warriors one? Would it be the Clippers one?
I'm not putting the Clippers there. So until proven otherwise, it's been years since they've been super relevant. So I'd have to put the Suns over the Clippers.
So what about who would be number 1 then? Would it be the Suns or?
Probably. I mean, they'd either be 1 or 2. So I mean, they'll.
Okay,
Yeah.
but if they were to end up number 2, then who would be number 1, Trevor?
Either them or because if they're not at 1, they'd be at 2. I mean, if they're not at 2, they'd be at 1. I'd put them at 1.
Okay, so no Warriors love, unfortunately.
That was hard.
Do you think the Mavericks should start Christian Wood?
I don't really care.
No?
I mean, yeah, they probably should. I think they probably will.
That's it?
I think it won't take that long. Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Lakers could have traded their 2027 first and 2029 first for Bogdanovich, Conley, Rudy Gay, and a first round pick. What do you think? How do you feel about that? I mean, I honestly feel like a lot of these 2027 and 2029, like the Lakers talks is bullshit. Like, cause teams are acting like those are the craziest picks, and I just don't see the hyping up fifth graders. When the Thunder do it, it's crazy, but when the Lakers do it, everyone's like in love with it. So, do you think?
LeBron's not gonna be here for more than 3 more years, right?
I don't think so. But that's just so
Giving
long
up
in the
first round
future,
picks
bro.
in 2 of 3 years though is tough.
But you get one back. You get a 2023 first. Which I also don't believe.
Down the line.
Because why would the Jazz give up? That's the Wemby pick. So why would the Jazz do that?
Oh, yeah. No way. I don't know. Yeah, that's a very interesting trade. Was that just a rumor?
I saw it was a report. So like someone came out and said that they could have, but the Lakers turned it down. I think
Honestly,
they fumbled the bag.
Fire team like 7 years ago.
Rudy Gay 7 years ago.
Yeah.
That's a
Rudy
2K
Gay, Mike
legend.
Conley.
I just thought this was funny. Marcus Smart said he could have cracked Joel Embiid's head open after their little fight. Did you see that or no?
Yeah, I don't. No, we couldn't, bro. I mean, bro's mad, but bro, like, what is he? 6'5", 6'4"?
He's strong as hell though.
Okay, so is Embiid.
I don't know, bro. Marcus Smart, like, low key fine. Like
Embiid.
Like his muscles are fine. Like they look like you could see them. They're defined. He's strong as hell. So he probably could have cracked his head open.
Anything else? I'm gonna let you keep talking.
Shout out Oklahoma State.
Is it? Didn't he punch a dude there?
I don't know. I'm not even.
Yeah, he did. He punched a dude there, and he didn't even crack his skull. You're not cracking Joe's skull.
They've had beef since college, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you never know. I think he would have. Probably.
No way.
I would have taken Marcus Smart. Now we're going to go into the injury corner. Miles Turner to miss a week of ball. What?
Nothing.
What do you think? What does this mean for the Pacers?
Bro, what does anything mean for the Pacers? Like,
is it Isaiah Jackson season?
No.
Kentucky's finest.
Miles Turner season.
Shout out Jake. Chris Middleton to miss 2 weeks. Thoughts?
They're good enough to go. What do you play? 10 games in 2 weeks. They're good enough to go 6-4, maybe 7-3. So I wouldn't sweat it. It's only 2 weeks.
The last thing I wanted to bring up. I did a fantasy draft with my friends. You're gonna be so proud of me.
So we're not friends. Okay.
I texted you. Said that 50 was too much.
No. All right.
With my first round pick, I took Trae Young. Proud of me?
What number?
Like 8. I reached. Proud?
Yeah. You. Yeah.
And with my 4th round pick, I took Rudy because he was just sitting there. So
okay.
I'm on the trade with you.
Did great.
He
did.
did.
You play him last night?
I didn't play him because we're in like the full week leagues or whatever. But I don't know who I played. I gotta check. Maybe we have a little fantasy corner on the Dort Report too. Yesterday I played Gary Trent. He put up 17.5. I played Jeremy Sohan. He gave me 15, and Gafford gave me 15. I wish I played Sexton. But I got Levine. Oh, Levine's out tonight, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna take Levine to Saturday. And I didn't play Zion yesterday either, so I missed out on that. But other than that, on my bench, Walker Kessler might have been my steal of the draft. Bro had 19 points on my bench, and I feel like that's hard to come by because it's a 32-person league.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially when when your starters, you said Gary Trent had less than that, right?
Yeah, Gary. Honestly, everyone I started had less than that, which is annoying.
I actually have a team of the week for you, but it's only one player.
I bet I get it quick.
Who? All right. I'm just gonna count on my fingers because I don't want to use my phone as a timer. All right, ready, set, go. This player had a cool 22 and 13.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Eastern Conference?
Yeah.
Dude, was it Wendell Carter?
Nah, he had like 11.
I'm trying to think I feel like it's just a random ass player.
No, he a cool ass player.
Cool ass 22 and
Cool with a K.
Wait, 13 rebounds or assists?
13 boards.
Good team.
Nah, they won though.
Who won yesterday? Fuck, this is harder than it
DJ,
looks.
right?
Is it Drummond?
Nah, I
Vucevic?
said cool with a K.
Who the fuck is it a big man or no?
It's a big man. Come on, you get 22 and 13. It's either Carl Malone or Carl who?
Cool. Carl, bro, no, I watched the fucking I promise on everything I love. I was gonna come here and call Kuzma because I fucking watched his game winner last year. I think it was against Indiana, and his ass was just like, he started waving and shit. He started waving to the crowd. He was like, bye bye. Cool ass Kuz. I might be on the
off the guy in the front row too.
I might be on the Kuzma train, bro.
Bro, he hit a corner three and looked at his fan and said,
he's got that dog in him, bro. I
love Kuz, bro.
Dude, and you know me and you have always been Trae Young, Kuzma, and Gobert fans. So, like, I'm really excited for this year.
Wow.
Hopefully Cole Anthony could turn up for us, too.
Cole is a TikTok star. He's not.
Cool Anthony, the most New York player, stranded in Orlando, weak ass Florida. Oh, that wraps up my Dort report. Do you want to do pick'em or do you want to do
I was gonna say, have we done pick'em yet? Yeah, let's do pick'em. Then we can do some rapid fire, and then we'll jump out of here.
Nose pick'em, big boy sicko. I'm the coldest in the game, man. They should flick 'em. Come on, man.
I'm Dex. I just gotta lick 'em. All right.
Nah, listen.
Yeah, I'm cutting that out.
Not me. He said, I'ma lick 'em. Hey. You said, you know a dude spit some whack shit when they whisper A after they rap. The A, like ski mask, like cool, whatever, kind of corny. But if you're like, and I fucked your bitch, hey.
Nobody else says it for you.
That A is like hyping yourself up. It's not like you're trying to hype everyone else up. There's like the lit, like hey, but going like hey.
Imagine like you and somebody like touching each other, or like in each other's face, and he's like, yeah, pussy, I'll smoke you right now. Ooh. Like, his boys don't say nothing. Nobody around don't say nothing.
Ooh. Goofy. That's going to be a banger TikTok, bro.
Man, follow us on TikTok, Really Sports.
Listen, Saturday, we got Grizzlies going up against the Mavericks. Who you got?
Is this in Dallas?
It is in Dallas.
I got Memphis.
You got the grind?
I got the gong.
I got my boys in D-Town. Give me the Mavs. Sunday, Suns versus Clippers. Who you got? Clippers?
Oh, I know you're taking the Clippers, yeah.
Yeah, I am. Fuck the Suns. Then Wednesday, we got Lakers versus the Nugs. I feel like two teams that really need to prove themselves.
Lake Show, yo.
Lake Show? I got the Nuggets, man. You know me. We used to do Player of the Weeks last season. I don't think we're going to do that anymore because we're going to do the prize picks. We signed the prize picks deal. But we just need our code. We'll get that next week for you guys, and we'll have some fun with that and pick them next week. I kind of wanted to change it up though this year, and I forgot to tell you about it, but I think we should still do it. And we did kind of talk about it already. I think we should do our own Player of the Weeks. Like, who would be your pick for Player of the Week this week?
Like, just not as part of Pick'em?
Yeah, like just like what would be your pick if you had to pick a Player of the Week? Give me an East and a West. I'll go first because I'm putting you on. I'm putting you on the spot. All right or not?
I know my East.
Okay. How about this then? Get a East, a West, and a Player of the Week.
Okay.
My East, I think Harden. Even though he went 0 for 1, Harden came out and looked like a dog. He looked prime time. He came out and balled. That's my boy. Shout out JH. I threw up Crip. I'm not gang affiliated. Yeah. I was trying to be like a J. But yeah, Harden is my player of the week for the East. Talk to me.
My pick, my twin, Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum.
I'm not gonna talk some shit about him. Come on, like I mean, I was spitting. Your ass just said Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum, nah. What? That's all I got.
Okay, my player of the
week.
My player of the week in the West would be Brandon Ingram. Bro came out and put a cool ass 28, 5, 7. And he would probably, and he got the win. That's my pick. Trevor?
Western Conference player of the week. This one's a little tougher, a little harder.
Bro.
Dare I go same team? No.
Dare I?
Give me. This is nasty. I don't like this at all.
I should have gave you time. Off the top of your head.
You should have just gave me 2 Eastern Conference teams. I hate the West, dude. Give me D-Book because, I don't know. Just give me D-Book.
And then who would your player of the week be? Both conferences. I'm taking Ja Morant.
Jason Tatum.
All right. There you go. Perfect.
Was that wrong because I already said him?
I guess, but I wasn't going to correct you because I gave you no time,
Okay, fair.
So you could go Tatum and then Harden or whoever the fuck, whatever. We should throw that on a graphic next week with more preparation, with more basketball being played. I think we just have rapid fire. Am I tripping?
No, you're not. That's right. Let's talk about it. Who is your favorite fictional hooper of all time?
Fictional hooper. I'm trying to think. I want the right answer, bro. Give me Lola Bunny's fine ass.
Bro, my roommate said that they nerfed her or something.
I don't give a fuck what they did. It still hit. I could go deep in some rabbit pussy.
Right. Okay. Rate the Celtics opening night jerseys 1 to 10.
Oh, they're cool. 7, 8. Nah. I would go 6. I feel like a 7, 8. I would buy one.
Okay. What is your biggest takeaway from opening night? So just the first 2 games when we had the Sixers and Celtics, and then the Lakers and Warriors. What was your one biggest takeaway from that night?
I think it was the thing I said about the Celtics defense being number 1. If I were to give something else, something different, I think from that day specifically, Wiggins got paid. I think it means Draymond's going to be out the door by the end of the year.
Okay. Call it right now. Where's he going next year?
I feel like he's going to go somewhere that's going to give him a max deal. And I don't think, like Detroit is where he's from, but I don't think they'd give him a max deal because it's like...
That makes so much sense.
I just don't think they'd give him a max, though.
No, him being from Detroit.
Oh, yeah, that's facts.
You seen him zap up LeBron during the game?
You see Iguodala.
Did he really?
Yeah, it's like right next to him. He's tapped Curry and went...
Damn, I gotta watch that.
That's funny. But if I were to predict where he went, I'm trying to think, what's a mid-tier team that could use a power forward? That's a tough-ass question, bro. Portland, I could see Portland. And I think they have the money to pay him. Portland... Lakers, maybe, bro. If he's not going to get paid in Golden State, he'll take a minimum to go suck LeBron's dick in L.A. Simple.
Facts. So would I.
Crazy.
True or false? Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown is the best duo in the NBA.
I think when you look at players playing like a duo, I would take them. But I think when you look at talent, I said Giannis and Middleton, but someone commented Kawhi and Paul George, and I think I would take Kawhi and Paul George. You just pick your nose?
Huh?
Did you just pick it? Oh.
No. Second, back-to-back, true or false? The Pelicans are championship contenders.
I would say false right now. I need to see it for a week. Give me 2 or 3 more games, and I'll say yeah.
Gotcha. That is all. If you like those questions, make sure to follow us on Twitter at Beerly Hoops. We'll be tweeting, giving you guys some discussion daily. It's been a good one, man. I'm glad that the NBA is back. I'm glad that we're able to do this again and base this off of real ball, because honestly, the way you were talking in the offseason, I don't know what you were basing it off of. But we're back. The NBA is back. Beerly Hoops is back. It's our sophomore season. It's the year of the beer. Fuck with us.
Get it! Bow! Benga.